in America takes us to Detroit, Michigan on a cool early May evening at Comerica Park, where the Texas Rangers have come to town, and their two-time World Series MVP Corey Seager has the Texas Rangers at 500, while Kevin McGonigal and Riley Green, two of the key pieces for the Tigers, come in one game under 500 and trailing the Cleveland Guardians on a night where it feels like it's going to be in the low 40s. Adam Amin with my World Series champion partners Adam Wainwright and AJ Pierzynski. The Texas Rangers had a brutal schedule, are still in the midst of it to start their season, so the fact that they're 500, pretty solid. Also, their offense has not been great, so Josh Young really sticks out as a bright spot so far.
He has been incredible to start the year. After the start in March, which is way early to start the season, as we know about the weather, but after that, once April hit, he took off, and he has been one of the best hitters in the American League, and the Rangers have needed it. Corey Seager has struggled a little bit. Wyatt Langford on the IL. They have been looking for offense anywhere they could find it, and right now they're finding it in Josh Young. He has been really, really good. They need him to keep that up as the calendar turns to May and continue that if they want to stay in this AL West race.
Couple of hits, couple of RBIs in what was a 5-4 Texas Ranger win last night. They played a lot of close games so far. Meanwhile, the Detroit Tigers off to a slow start, had a good stretch. They have struggled in their last 7 games, but the bright spot and the headliner so far has been a 21-year-old shortstop slash third baseman slash one of the best hitters in all the baseball.
Yeah, Josh Young is 25 years old.
Yep.
That's old. Kevin McGonigal, 21 years old, plays well above his years. He is super wise out there. AJ Hinch calls him one of the most prepared players he's ever had. Every day he's leading off. He's stealing bases. He's playing great defense. He's driving the ball when they need him to. He is an everyday player, and he is a stud, leading in almost every category there is among rookies. He's a great player, and he's leading this Tigers offense.
He wants to start a new streak. His 27-game on-base streak got snapped last night, so he's back on a Saturday night looking to get things going for the Tigers, who hope to even up this series at home against the Texas Rangers. Tigers have been to the ALDS 2 straight years. Rangers have missed out on the postseason since their 23 World Series. Temperatures in the low 40s, and the low for the evening tonight is expected to get down to about 39 in Detroit. Skip Schumacher, different weather than what he was used to in Miami, where he was the manager of the year in the National League a few years ago. His first year taking over for Bruce Bochy, and here is the lineup he puts out tonight. Brandon Nimmo had to leave last night's game with some right hamstring tightness. It's the second time this week he's left a game with that issue. So everybody basically moves up a spot. They insert Josh Smith into the 8-hole. He came in for Nimmo last night. Danny Jansen hit a home run out of the 9th spot. The game-winning RBI was driven in by Alejandro Osuna. That was against Jack Flaherty, who struggled a little bit last night. This is a banged-up Detroit Tigers rotation, and Cater Montero has been one of their saviors, especially with Justin Verlander on the IL.
Yeah, Cater's going to come with a great pitch mix today. 4 seams and sinkers. We're going to see a lot of those. But he's got a great changeup, one of the best in the game. A slider, a swing and miss slider, and he's going to mix in a knuckle curve as well. Once you get to 2 strikes against Cater, you never know what's coming.
Well, they'll start off Evan Carter with a fastball strike, and off we go at 7:15 local time on a cool evening. Carter waves and misses that sweeping slider, and it's quickly 0-2.
This slider, you see the depth in this thing right there. It looks like a fastball. He's going to throw a lot of those 4-seam fastballs at the top of the zone, so when it comes out of that same lane, he's going to get a lot of swing and misses down on it.
Quickly ahead of Carter, looking to put him away, and Carter swings and sends it out to center field for Wencel Perez. Played right field last night and robbed Evan Carter of a home run on the second batter of the game. Tonight he slides over to center field. It's a very versatile Tigers lineup and defense. They make changes just about every day. So Green, Perez, and Carpenter, the new outfield tonight. Keith is in at third base tonight. Javi Baez is on the IL, so that locks up a few spots on the infield. And the Gold Glover Dingler is behind the plate. There is the 2-time World Series MVP Corey Seager, who is off to a tough start, hitting just .211. Does have 6 home runs. Just turned 32 years old this week. All There's some good movement on that pitch. You can see it from Montero early. The slider looks sharp.
It's rare to see Corey Seager take 2 pitches. He is normally hunting the first pitch, anything he can swing at. So for him to take the first 2 shows you how good his stuff is.
They'll fight off that slider again. Seager, a tough year last year. 3 different IL stints a season ago. When he was in the lineup, the Rangers were 8 games over 500. When he was out, they were 8 games under. 81 and 81 last year. Back-to-back seasons that the Rangers have missed the playoffs after winning their first World Series in franchise history. And that was where Seager won his 2nd World Series MVP. Number well below his career mark in terms of OPS, just 740 so far. That's a hard hit ball stroked out to right field, sending the right fielder back to the wall and all the way at the track. Carpenter's there to make the catch.
Home run in a lot of ballparks right there. That's what Corey Seager has been, one of the best fastball hitters in all of baseball for a long time. This year he's really struggling to it. 108 off the bat right there. Into the wrong spot at the wrong park. He likes it.
Montero happy as he gets the 2nd out of the night. And here is the aforementioned Josh Young, and a little soft looper right to Torres at 2nd. And a quick 1-2-3 inning from Cater Montero. Just 8 pitches in the first.
AT&T.
Take a look at the Rinvoke starting lineup for the homestanding Tigers. They faced the lefty and Mackenzie Gore last night. They'll face a righty tonight, so they switch up the lineup as A.J. Hinch often and usually does. Kevin McGonigal back up to the leadoff spot after hitting 2nd last night. Keith and Green and Carpenter, all lefties. And Jace Young, the younger brother of Josh Young, the Rangers' 3rd baseman, is hitting 9th. And Kamar Rocker will make his 6th start of the season. Back-to-back quality outings, a victory against Pittsburgh and a 2-1 loss against the Athletics in his last outing. He'll face the aforementioned 21-year-old McGonigal, who swings at the first pitch and pops it up too young. 1 pitch, 1 out for Kamar Rocker.
And Kamar's going to come with a really good sinking fastball. Doesn't have tons of depth, but he locates it really well. A great slider. When he gets his sinker slider combo going, he's really tough. A developing changeup. He's going to mix in a little 4-seamer at the top from time to time, and then a little cutter. We might see like a cutter today. He's been working on it though.
We'll come home to Gleyber Torres, and an all-star last year. Will take a strike. He faced 4 of the 6 Rangers pitchers last night. He went 0 for 4 with a walk yesterday. He was in the leadoff spot last night. Ball and a strike. Danny Jansen is behind the plate. He has encouraged Kamar Rocker to throw that changeup more often. It's basically a 6-pitch mix now, as you saw, for Rocker.
Interesting, he went with the first pitch changeup there. Torres is so patient. Normally he's going to make you throw sometimes 2 strikes before he's even swinging.
I don't know if that first pitch was a changeup. I just think it was a 91. It was a little sinker. He probably just like a BP fastball.
Pours that one in right around that same velocity.
Yeah, see, that was the same thing, same movement, 91. Sinker.
He might just be cold.
That too.
I think that would be a sentiment shared by many in this building tonight. 2 balls and 2 strikes on the 2-hitter Torres. Rocker comes home. Unique story certainly for Kamar Rocker. Was a superstar at Vanderbilt University, but was drafted 3 times, twice unsigned between high school and college. Went the indie ball route in 2022, and that earned him the number 3 pick with Texas. There's a Baltimore chop pass. Rocker, Young charging, tries the bare hand, and Torres will beat it out. Well, the Tigers have a base runner aboard. They did not get a whole lot going against Mackenzie Gore until the 4th inning. They didn't have a hit until the 4th last night, an infield hit here.
This is the thing about ground ball pitchers like Rocker is. They're going to give up some hits like this because the ball moves so down. Sometimes they chop them off the plate, soft contact. Gleyber Torres will take it, though. He's over there telling Jake Berger, that's a knock.
Yeah, it is.
So he is aboard for Colt Keith. And the left-handed third baseman will take a breaking ball strike. So Keith, great numbers. 326. He's hitting the ball hard. He does not have a home run to show for it yet. Take down and away. Keith, last season and 2 years ago, 13 home runs in each of those campaigns. Not a lot of concern. He was out last night. Hao-Yu Lee made the start at third base yesterday. Again, Javi Baez to the IL earlier this week. Slash to third under the glove of Young. Could not corral that cleanly, and it gets through the left. So Keith is aboard. Torres to second with only one out.
Looked like he was he real shallow right there? Another double play depth there, AJ, but looked like he was.
No, he
wasn't pulled in. Never mind.
He's about normal with the semi shift they could put on. I think what happened is he was just thinking about how is he going to get this ball to second base and worried about his feet instead of just worried about catching it and then getting it out.
Still waiting to see if they scored a hit or an error. Texas last year was one of the best defensive teams in baseball and one of the best defensive teams in recent memory, but that will go down as an error on Josh Young, and here is Green with two aboard. Continues to just quietly hit steadily in the middle of this order. Riley Green, he's the only Tiger in an ever-shifting lineup to play in every game this year. Got off to a slow start. In the last 2.5 weeks, he's been red hot. They'll watch one down low. It's 2-0, knocked down by Jansen.
If there's one guy that the Tigers want up, it's Riley Green. He's hitting 350. Runners in scoring position, like you mentioned, Adam. He's been hot. He's hitting cleanup for him. He's their all-star. They kind of go how he goes. Last year, first half great. They were great. Second half, not so great. We all know about their collapse, but you can see what he's done here his last 19 games.
Two-time All-Star waits for a 2-0 pitch from Rocker and hits it hard through the right side, of base hit. Torres around third. Joey Cora gives him the wave. He is going to slide, and he is out. Great throw from right field, and Duran. Jansen from the first base side lunging over and getting the tag on Torres. On to third goes Keith. Green stays at first with a hit, but that's a huge second out in this bottom of the first. Duran has only played 16 games in right in his pro career.
Well, great swing by Riley Green. Gets that little sinker in, lashes it to right field. Torres, Joey Cora's waving him the whole way. Just too good of an arm right there. And I love it as a catcher. You get that ball in the air to me, give me a chance. I don't have to worry about a hop. I'll make the tag. Just get it to me. And Danny Jansen tags out Gleyber Torres.
So now it's up to Dylan Dingler. Detroit catcher will take ball one. It's almost as if Riley Green hit it too hard. That thing was a rocket, 111 miles an hour to right. Joey Cora was pretty adamant right away, giving the go sign to Gleyber Torres, who gets cut down by Duran, who has been a defensive gem at multiple spots. His first outfield assist of the year. As Dingler fouls it 1-1. As you said, that's a rare appearance for Duran and Wright, who had to move from second to right field for Brandon Nimmo last night and made a huge diving catch to take extra bases away from Kerry Carpenter. A rare sight in right, and he makes another huge defensive play.
And a big out for Kamara, because his ERA in the first, you have to get him early.
What did you say his ERA was in the first this year?
In the first inning this year, 10.8 ERA. Every other inning, he's got a great ERA. But Kamara, just like so many great pitchers out there, you got to get him before they settle in. If he settles in, he gets comfortable, starts throwing his pitches where he wants to, then he's very tough to score against.
Big pitch, 1-2 from Rocker with 2 on and 2 out in the first. Dingler launches it towards the scoreboard. This one is long gone. He cashes in. It's 3-0 Tigers. Was one pitch away from getting out of the first, and then Dylan Dingler put a 108-mile-an-hour bullet out towards left field. And that a costly error by Young earlier in this inning. On that ground ball from Keith, which, assuming it was an error, they thought it would have been an out. The cut down of Torres at home would have been the third out in that sequence. One-0 pitch to Kerry Carpenter. Power hitting platoon lefty, and he's ahead of the count 2-0.
That's a great sign if you're a Tiger fan. Because when they hit one home run, they're 13-5 on the year. If they don't hit any home runs, 3-12. So that is a great start if you're watching this and you're rooting for the Tigers.
Their first home run in a couple of games. They did not hit one against the Braves on Thursday, did not hit one last night, but they have now hit 17 in their last 10 games after they hit 17 in their first 24. 3-0 for Carpenter. He'll take all the way a strike. Dylan Dingler continues to mash. His 6th home run of the year after a Gold Glove season last year. He's off to an excellent offensive start this year. Carpenter swings and pops it up. That error by Young was a costly one. He makes the catch for the third out. But Dingler with 2 strikes and 2 outs takes a rocker breaking ball and I guess rocks it out to left. A 3-0 start for Detroit as they have started to find some more power the last 2 weeks. Key error by Josh Young, and Dylan Dingler makes the Rangers pay with a 3-run homer off of Rocker. Now he's back behind the plate as Montero, his pitcher, gets to work with a lead. After an 8-pitch 1-2-3 first, Montero deals to Jock Peterson, who takes a strike. Another guy who went through a very difficult start this year. 0 for 16 to begin the year. There were fans in Texas booing him. And then he hit his first home run of the year against Cincinnati and let out this primal scream and let out a lot of frustration. And he has kind of leveled off ever since. Skip Schumacher looks on his first year. Their former teammate. A couple of World Series titles with St. Louis. Of course, they both came against the teams that are represented on the field tonight. Texas in 2011, Detroit in 2006. Montero deals. Peterson lines it towards center field, and Perez flags it down. 4 up and 4 down against Cater Montero. As it's time for some dual action. It's sponsored by Roundup. Big home run splits for these two teams. Rangers offense way better on the road. Tigers in general, and in particular their pitching, way better at home so far this year.
Well, it doesn't make sense because the Rangers ballpark is known as a pitcher's ballpark for sure. And then here at Comerica, which used to be the absolute largest park in the world before they moved. They keep trying to make this place shorter and smaller for homers. They've done everything they can for the hitters, but it still is a pretty good pitcher's park.
A.J. Hinch knows that this is a ballpark that is very triples friendly. Move those fences in 2023. They moved the walls down as well. You can still see the old fences out and left.
Man, that had to be fun. There's a lot of triples in that park, I bet. The original.
Yeah, that used to be in play right there.
Yep.
That wall where you see Little Caesars, that used to be the real left field.
Yep.
The bullpens used to be in right. The flagpole used to be on the field.
Big cut from Jake Berger. It's 1-2.
Flags on the field was a thing, huh? That was a.
It was a Detroit thing.
Houston, Detroit.
Yeah, old Tiger Stadium had it in center field. It was crazy.
Ball and 2 strikes on the Texas first baseman Jake Berger, who bounces one towards the shortstop McGonigal, who as a rookie has shown off a pretty solid glove. Makes a great play there as he did last night. He retires Berger. 2 up and 2 down. Berger hit a double in the 8th inning last night in a 4-4 game, and then that was followed up by Alejandro Osuna's double, just his 4th hit of the season in the 7 games he's played at the big league level with the Rangers this year, and it was the eventual game winner, his 2nd RBI of the year. Osuna getting some running left. Of course, Wyatt Langford still on the IL. He was expected to be activated today, but during his rehab this week, he re-aggravated the arm issue that had been bothering him. Re-aggravated it on a swing. So Langford, who had struggled a little bit to start his season, was expected to come back this weekend, but Osuna continues to be a mainstay in the lineup this week.
Early in this at bat, 2 pitches away, and that's really kind of what he wants to do, is line it over short.
He's been attacking the zone. 6 of 6 batters have seen a first pitch strike, and he's ahead of Osuna 1-2.
They must have better charts than me, because all 4 of his hits are on balls that are on the edge of the strike zone away, and they're right over where the shortstop traditionally plays, more than where the shortstop's pinched up the middle right now.
Almost playing him like a power hitting pull lefty. Well, that was a nice breaking ball. That looked sharp in the early going for Montero, who has retired all 6 Rangers he has faced. He and the Tigers have a 3-0 lead. Take home a piece of the game. Bid on game used jerseys, baseballs, bases, and more at auctions.mlb.com. Spencer Torkelson takes ball 1 from Rocker after a 22-pitch first inning. The Dingler 3-run homer for the Tigers, who have found a power surge, and no better example than Spencer Torkelson. And he loops a deep breaking ball out towards left field, but it will be run down by Osuna. Out number 1. Time for our pitcher profile, sponsored by Wendy's. And Rocker on the road has had his struggles so far. 1-6 in his career with an ERA at 7.5.
That's not a small sample size either. That's an interesting number. That's got to be a mental thing, or maybe it's like a comfort thing, you know, what he's eating or how he's sleeping or something. Maybe he doesn't sleep well in hotels. I don't know. I'm just creating stuff here, but there's got to be reasons for it.
Wencel Perez has found some offense in the last week plus, and he dumps one into right center field for a base hit. So he is aboard. That is his 8th hit of the season. 5 of those have come in the last week.
Well, breaking ball, he goes down and gets it nicely. He's been struggling on breaking balls. He goes down and gets that ball nicely.
Had a couple of RBIs yesterday. He's aboard, and now it is Jace Young on the left for the Tigers, the younger brother of Josh. Both Texas Tech Red Raiders, both first-round draft picks by these respective organizations. Perez takes off, pitches a strike, but Jansen does not get a throw off. That is back-to-back games that Perez has a stolen base. His first 2 of the year have come the last 2 nights.
One thing about Kumar Rocker, you can say whatever you want. He is slow to the plate. And Danny Jansen, even if he gets that out cleanly, he's not throwing out Perez.
Part of the learning process, young pitchers, it's all about understanding that there's a total game going on, not just the pitch you're making. But I talked to several coaches with the Rangers. They said he's still learning when to kind of be savvy like that when there's runners on, who's running, who will take that. But, you know, if you're 1-7 to the plate, almost anyone's going to take that base.
Sure. 1-1 on the younger Young, playing his 2nd game of the season for Detroit. 57th big league game of his career. Those were his AAA numbers. Made his season debut on Wednesday against Atlanta. These 2 guys have been on the field together before. They did it last year on Mother's Day weekend when these 2 teams met. To share the field with their mom during the series last year. Obviously a very special moment. Mom Mary.
It was nice that MLB put them on the same field on Mother's Day last year.
Very cool.
How did they plan that?
Yeah. Jace in a hitter's count, and he slices one foul. It's full. Well, not only did they get to play on the same field, not only was their mom Mary in attendance for it, and you see the split jersey, which is awesome. Josh hit a home run in the game here at Comerica Park.
Who does she cheer for? Which team?
Does the split jersey like allow the opportunity to cheer for both?
Yeah, but both teams can't win.
That's true. It's quite the dilemma. Real Sophie's choice here.
Root for your boys to win. Now, it would be tough if one was a pitcher and one was a hitter.
Like the Nolas.
And I don't mean the game. I mean when they're like at bats or when they're, you know.
Jace goes down swinging. First strikeout of the day for Kamar Rocker. A breaking ball got him.
It's the best slider he's thrown. Curveball slider. Just straight down. Nice job by Jansen blocking it up. Weather looked a little nicer last year about this time, too.
I was going to say, that's maybe a week from now it'll be a little bit better next weekend. Back to the top, Kevin McGonigal will take a ball low. Popped out his first time, so looking for his first hit of the series, but a 27-game on-base streak. Before it was snapped yesterday, he's been on base in 29 of his first 32 big league games. He's got Perez in scoring position. He's ahead of Rocker 1-0. 32 hits in April. That's the most by a left-handed hitter in Tigers history in April. Not just a rookie, by any left-handed hitter in Detroit Tigers history. Obviously very deep history that goes back 125 years.
Kamar's going to have to get something off speed over the plate. McGonigal is a great fastball hitter. So far this at bat he's missed with a slider and a changeup. Bad count.
Waits for a 2-0 and kind of tied him up with that. Look, they rule it as a changeup. He was breaking in towards him. He did not swing, and it's 3-0.
Yeah, slider coming into him, and that's a good pitch selection right there. Could have gone either way there.
Yeah.
Pretty close, but good pitch selection because you could tell he was sitting dead red heater there at 2-0.
Does he have the green light on 3-0? He does. He rolls it, and it's through for a base hit. Another game in the big leagues. Another game on base for McGonigal. An RBI number 14 to drive in a fourth Tigers run. Rangers took a 4-0 lead yesterday. The Tigers take a 4-0 lead tonight.
I was going to say, there's no way they don't give him 3-0 green light. He has too good of an eye. He is too selective. He gets his sinker. It's a little bit up. Corey Seager can't get there. Josh Smith can't get there. And it is 4-0 Tigers. That stolen base is huge. That's where the extra 90s, the hidden 90s become large.
And all 4 runs, the 3-run homer by Dingler, and now the RBI for McGonigal, all coming with 2 outs.
I like this meeting right here, AJ. Just come out there, remind your guy, hey, got good speed on the base pass right here. Settle back in, make a pitch, but don't forget about the guy at first.
Yeah, Danny Jansen saying, hey, that's my stolen base that goes against my record.
Yeah.
Can I get a little slide step piece here, please? Give me a chance.
McGonigal aboard yet again. Jansen's only given up 7 stolen bases. 2 of them have come in this series, or 8 stolen bases. 2 have come in this series. Both from Perez. 2 outs for Torres. McGonigal 2 for 2 stealing. There he goes. Jansen had to clutch the throw. I don't think he would have had a shot either way. McGonigal with a great jump in his 3rd major league steal.
Here's the thing. You know why Danny Jansen bobbles that? Because he knows he has to hurry, otherwise he has no chance. So as a catcher, everything gets sped up, and then you bobble it, and then you try to make a good throw, and you yank it. Usually throw it in the center field, so at least he didn't do that. But 17 for 17 against Kamar Rocker in his career. 17 for 17. No one has ever been thrown out against him.
Yeah, very, very deliberate delivery, but he doesn't have a slide step in his game. He has the same head work. What I mean by that is he comes up, he dumps his head, he picks it back up, he goes to home plate. He has the same routine every single time. And when they do that, it's very easy to time him up.
Torres flips it into shallow right. Coming on is Duran. It's going to fall in front of him. Perez will score. McGonigal will score, beg your pardon. And another 2-out run for Detroit.
Stolen base once again.
Both runs in this inning helped out via the stolen base for a team that does not steal very many bases in the Tigers.
No, but when they have a chance and they know they can make it, they'll do it. This is not a bad breaking ball. Right off the end of the bat, Gleyber Torres just kind of flips this ball to right field. I don't care how good of an arm you have. You're not throwing out McGonigal with 2 outs. Now, there is good news. I don't think Gleyber Torres is going to be running right here.
Don't watch out now.
Colt Keith will climb in and take a ball. The Tigers last year had just 61 steals. That was the fewest in baseball. They have now 11 steals, counting the 2 they've had today on the season. They came into the evening just the second fewest behind the Giants in Major League Baseball as Keith slices it foul.
They also don't have a ton of guys that can steal bases.
Yeah.
If you go through the line of McGonigal, yes. Obviously Perez, yes. Young could probably steal one, but then you get Torkelson, Carpenter, Dingler, Riley Green, Colt Keith, and Gleyber Torres. Those aren't a bunch of burners. They can hit and they can play baseball, but they're not going to steal you a ton of bases.
Keith misses 1-2. Already some early action as Cal Quantrill is loosening up. 31-year-old right-hander behind Rocker. The 42-pitch run in the first 5 outs, trying to finish off this second inning. And he gets Colt Keith. Gets him with a breaking ball, but Kevin McGonigal with an RBI after Perez stole second base. 30 of 33 games on base. He steals his third bat. It's 5-0 Detroit. Skip Schumacher trying to settle down his young right-hander Kamar Rocker, who has been tagged with 5 runs and 6 hits, all 5 runs with 2 outs. And into the third, and Cater Montero feels even more relaxed with some more cushion. And now he'll face the bottom third of the order. Ezekiel Duran has been a defensive marksman so far in this series. Great catch last night, has thrown out a runner at home tonight.
We got a good look at Cater's stuff in the WBC this year, but we also got a good look at his stuff last postseason. He has really evolved as a pitcher. He knows what he's doing out there. His stuff has changed how he uses it over the years. He's really using his secondary stuff more. Used to, and AJ alluded to this earlier in our meetings, used to be a lot of fastball, heavy fastball. And he still throws a good many fastballs, but he just knows how to mix that changeup and slider and knuckle curve in.
AJ Hinch, we asked him about all the injuries that the Tigers are currently dealing with, not only in the position players, but in their pitching staff, starters and bullpen. And Montero's been a big reason why that they've been able to weather the storm in their starting rotation. This is inside to Duran, though, and the leadoff man is aboard in the third for Texas. Their first base runner is Duran. That'll bring up Josh Smith with 1 aboard. Here are just a small sampling of the injuries. This doesn't even look at guys like Jackson Jobe or Troy Melton, Reese Olson. They're all out. Will Vest just went to the IL dealing with a forearm issue. So despite his struggles, they lose a key arm in their bullpen. Josh Smith takes a ball, and they don't have a starter tomorrow. They're going to throw a bullpen game in the finale of this series. So Montero's start that much more magnified tonight in terms of trying to get some length. Good pitch to Smith for a strike. It's basically the number 6 starter who got the shot because of the early season Verlander hip inflammation. And he's been very solid.
Oh, and don't forget how good he was for him in the playoffs last year, too. The series we did, the epic Seattle series, how good Cater Montero was in that series, giving him a ton of innings. And I remember AJ Hinch then talking about how good this kid had the possibilities of being.
Get Smith to pop one up out towards shallow left. The shortstop McGonigal is out. Green, the left fielder, is in for the first out. Pitched very well in the postseason a couple of years ago, too. Coming up tomorrow, Tyler Reddick, Michael Jordan's race team look to continue their historic season. The NASCAR Cup Series hits Texas Motor Speedway with pre-race coverage at 2 Eastern, green flag at 3:30, only on FS1. 1 on 1 out for Danny Jansen as the sun is poked through the clouds here in the Motor City. Jansen hit a home run last night. He strokes 1 foul tonight. Yeah, Montero was key in the Division Series in 24 against Cleveland, key against Seattle in the Division Series last year, and got some more big game experience in Venezuela's run to the WBC title. So he's become a big game pitcher in a lot of ways, and certainly has the experience now for a Tigers team that's trying to get back to a 3rd consecutive postseason.
He seems like the perfect pitcher too for A.J. Hinch and these Tigers. Can start, can give you innings out of the bullpen, can come in and get some quick outs for you out of the bullpen. He just kind of fits on this team.
I don't know if we're going to see any more bullpen innings out of him.
Now, when Verlander comes back, Mize comes back, then you have Flaherty, Skubal, Fromber, Verlander, Mize. There's only 5 starters.
Eight-man starting rotation.
Really keep the guys fresh is what you're thinking here. 2-1 pitch just missed. 3 balls and a strike on Jansen.
This is what he can't do, though, Adam. He cannot walk the Texas Rangers back into having a shot here.
(3-1) and it's a strike called. Interesting call there. It goes Montero's way. Nice presentation by Dingler. And Foxbox had it outside the zone. Count runs full, and now a quick check over to Durant.
I know it's early, but to me that would have been a good shot at a challenge right there, I think.
Well, it would have led to a walk, right? So that's I was wondering if there was going to be any consideration by Jansen to challenge that pitch. Payoff delivery, and it'll be a moot point anyway. He'll work the walk and save the potential challenge. Come in with 2. You get 2 incorrect challenge opportunities per game. You guys were talking about it. This is Montero during Venezuela's run to the WBC title.
Versus Italy. He pitched great. See the emotion, and then of course WBC champions for Venezuela. A huge moment for that baseball country.
There's Evan Carter back at the top. He'll take a strike.
He was so good that night against Italy. He was just on point, throwing strikes, ahead in the count.
It was the semifinal contest. Carter takes low. Montero, who was very sharp to start, retired the first 6 batters he faced. Walked 2 of the bottom 3 in the Texas order, and now with only 1 out, he's got the top of the order back going. Rangers trying to work themselves right back into it, just as Detroit did last night when Texas took a 4-0 lead. That one skied in the air. Infield fly rule is in effect, so that'll be an out. McGonigal will squeeze it regardless. 2 away.
That was that great changeup. It's one of the top changeups in all of baseball. It doesn't have a ton of depth, but he has great arm action on it. It's got a little run to it. Like metrically, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense why it's so great, but it's all about how he uses his fastball and the arm speed that goes with it and the spin that comes out of there. It looks exactly like his heater.
He gets a key second out, and here is Seager, who hit a 377-foot fly out to Carpenter in right field back in the first.
Well, if the Rangers are going to get back in this game, this is an at-bat that has to go positive for them.
Seager quickly ahead 2-0.
No way he gets a fastball right here. This has to be a changeup. He probably knows that also. I just can't imagine him challenging. I know it's 5-0. I just cannot imagine him challenging Seager in this situation.
Seager sends it in the air to center. Perez underneath it, and Montero will wiggle his way out of the jam. After walking a pair, he strands them both to the bottom of the third. Bottom of the third inning in Detroit. Tigers have a 5-0 lead on the Rangers, so we do appreciate Skip Schumacher taking some time for us. We figured the easiest way to try to lift his spirits despite the score was to just throw Adam Wainwright in his ear and say random things about their friendship and partnership as teammates for a long time. So Waino, feel free.
Yeah, he's just one of the all-time great teammates and people in the world. You know, he's got an incredible family, very beautiful wife, and kids are just incredibly athletic, and you can't smile, Skip.
Well, it's a good start. It's tough to smile right now, but thanks, Waino, for the compliment.
He is one of the best managers out there, though. This guy understands the game at a different level than most.
Well, he's got a new pitcher in there in just the third inning. Cal Quantrill facing Riley Green. What did you see from Kumar Rocker, and why the early hook, Skip?
Yeah, you know, Rock Sinker actually was playing really well. You know, balls on the ground, 94, sinker in, down. He just left a slider over the heart of the plate a couple times, and, we paid for it. And down 5 runs, 50 pitches in, young pitcher, with an off day in a couple days, coming off an off day, just felt like it was time to make a move, and hopefully Cal can keep us in the game and give us a chance to come back.
And a 1-2 pitch to Green here, and close but off the plate.
Skip, I watched you develop as a player and change from center fielder only to learning the job at second base for the first time in your life, and winning a World Series there, leading off, playing, sitting next to bench coaches. How much did all of those different roles help you in your role now as manager?
Well, I was lucky enough to watch the best manager in the world, right, and Tony La Russa, that we both had. Very lucky to have, I was sitting the bench, and at the time you don't want to be a bench player, but what happened was I got to watch the game and watch him navigate a game, and I had a bunch of teammates around me help me too. So, I was very grateful to grow up in an organization that was about winning and developing. But I also learned from, one of the best, Hall of Fame managers, and that really helped me, try to navigate a game if I ever got a chance to do it.
Well, Skip, we really appreciate the time, and best of luck the rest of the way, man.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Brings in Quantrill for Rocker. He strikes out Riley Green, and now Dylan Dingler, who had the 3-run home run with 2 strikes and 2 outs in the first inning to get Detroit going. He takes one here. Gives that one down the right field line, giving chase, but that'll get out foul. Go back to 2006. This is obviously a very good memory for you, Waino.
Yes. Yeah, against a very, very good Detroit Tigers team that everyone had favored there. We just played a good series, and everybody did their part. Everybody got healthy for us, and Tigers played, probably not their best baseball.
But it was because they had like 5 days off, Waino. Don't you understand that? Didn't you hear that? They couldn't feel the ground. Remember, they couldn't do PFP for those. Sorry, Tiger fans, but
yeah.
Remember they had a bunch of PFP. They did, seriously.
But it's a part. I mean, it's just like what we were talking about with Kumar. It's a big part of being a pitcher, and is covering your position, making good throws, backing up bases. We saw Kumar not back up home earlier. We saw him, be a little too deliberate with fast runners on base. And that's a part of learning, and he's going to do that. He got to the big leagues so fast. Didn't spend much time in the minor leagues, and those are the places that you learn that, grinding through long seasons. And that's just what happens sometimes with young players. They get up here and they're having to learn at the big league level.
2-2 on Dingler, who has to get a new bat after broke this current piece of lumber. As Quantrill works against his second batter of the night, number 8 overall pick a decade ago by San Diego. Now a 31-year-old from Port Hope, Ontario, Canada. Home with the 2-2 pitch to Dingler, and he saws him off there yet again to the third baseman. Young on the move, and they'll get the out. So Berger had to maneuver a little bit around Dingler, and they're 2 away. Well, not only were you guys teammates, you guys were enemies in a certain sense, the prank sense. You guys went at each other.
The prank wars never stop. Let me tell you something about this guy. Like that's I had my nameplate put on his dress shirt for the airplane flight back to LA when he was there. He put a life-size Body by Wayno magnet on my. I was driving a big dad van at the time. I drove around for 3 days before I even knew it was there. I'll tell you a little something about Skip and my relationship. Last night I get in right when the Ranger game's ending, and still, even though I knew he was just walking off the field, I waited 5 minutes inside my room before I walked in there to check in all the closets and everything. Just knew he was in there.
Carpenter fouls one back.
Never failed. We'd go on the road. He would order, like, I think salmon is just disgusting, right? He would always order the bagel and lox to my door at 6 o'clock in the morning. And he would say, like, hey, just knock until I get up. I got to be up early, so just knock until I get up. So I would always wake up, and itch powder in the drawers and red hot in the socks. Baby powder in the vents. I got him bad one time, though. I filled his car. I saved one of my daughter's dirty diapers for like a month.
Gosh.
For like a month.
Gosh.
And I filled his car with them.
Carpenter goes down swinging. On that note, a 1-2-3 hitting from Schumacher's reliever Quantrill. This would advance to the World Series. Part of back-to-back deep playoff runs, but falling just short. Got their first World Series title a couple of years ago. Ball always finds you. Sure enough, the new second baseman for the Tigers is in. That is Hao-Yu Lee, who takes over for Gleyber Torres and got a difficult one off the bat from Josh Young and snared it to make a nice play. Wondering what the issue with Torres is, but Lee is in there at second base for Torres.
Well, it's 37 degrees, feels like, whatever it is. And come off the bench, and the first one you get a charging short hopper. Nice job by Lee.
Made a couple of nice plays on Josh Young grounders yesterday. He gets a nice play at second base tonight after he was at third yesterday. So one down. Montero now deals to Jock Peterson, who lined out to center back in the second.
Jock's a guy, as a pitcher, he goes through these slumps sometimes where his numbers don't always look that great, but he's got that you never know power. It's just like if you make a pitch that's kind of middle out over the plate where he can get extended on, he can drive it at any moment. You never know when it's coming.
Guy who's hit 220 home runs in his major league career, has had a couple of big seasons, in particular with the Dodgers early in his career. Drops one foul. It's 1-2. OPS around 800 for his major league career. He's put together a very strong resume. A couple of World Series titles with the Dodgers and the Braves in back-to-back years at the start of this decade. A couple of All-Star nods. But he can go through some slumps. He went through one last year, an 0-for-41 slump at one point with the Rangers. Did not go around, according to the third base umpire tonight. That is Ryan Blakeney, who had the plate last night.
Well, he had a long homerless streak, and then he hit the one against Cincinnati, and it was like he hit his first one. He was so excited.
He let out this huge scream. You could tell the frustrations were there. That one a tough one, as he is frozen by that Montero fastball. Kind of moved off the plate, did Peterson, but he looked down and well, that one was right down the pipe. Strike three.
He's clearly looking for something else, and that's, he couldn't even challenge it. That was a strike. And that look kind of sums it up so far for the Rangers early in this game.
5-0 in the fourth, 2 away for Jake Burger.
Here we go.
Burger, a St. Louis native, played high school ball at Christian Brothers College High School with a current Detroit Tiger. That's Matt Vierling. Burger, hard hit, deep to left field. Green's back. That one's gone. Jake Burger's 6th home run of the season, his 2nd extra base hit of the series, and he gets the Rangers on the board. One of just 2 Rangers that has appeared in every game, a mainstay at first base, and he cranks one out to get Texas on the board.
Burger time just gets one up. He loves fastballs, and especially a little bit elevated and in. Whack. And that was a home run in the old park, the new park, any park here in Detroit.
Here is Osuna.
That's the one he hunts right there, Wayno. A little bit up, a little bit in. Four-seamer running. That's a barrel finder.
Osuna fouls it away, 1-1.
Sound you don't like hearing right there, do you, Wayno?
Hey, as good as he hit that, it barely got over the little Caesars fence out there.
Osuna pulls one to second, and Hao-Yu Lee in his first inning of the night tested twice, makes a couple of plays. Berger gets a home run, though. Maybe had a chance to look over at his old buddy Matt Vierling at some point and said, hey, what do you got for me? Sitting on the bench, I'm out there hitting home runs, and he gets Texas its first run.
Rated PG-13.
Spencer Torkelson takes a strike to start the bottom of the fourth inning. Jake Berger with a home run to get Texas on the board. Tigers scored the first 5 runs of the first 2 innings, taking Kumar Rocker out of the game. It's second inning of relief for Cal Quantrill. Torkelson fouls one off the mask of Jansen. Whereas the double paraphernalia has got the separate helmet and mask, old school.
It's 2-piece. It's called a 2-piece.
Is there a reason that you can't have the hockey style mask in a 2-piece? You know what I'm saying?
No, you
So,
just
like,
confused me.
Because the hockey style, you know, it's supposed to deflect them, but it's really kind of hard on your face, is what I heard. If it squares it.
I actually thought the hockey style mask, I always wore the 2-piece because it would eject like it did with Jansen right there.
Yeah.
The hockey style, I wore it for Arizona Fall League, and it rattled me way more.
That's what I've heard. So that's what like if you could have a deflecting mask that also would bail out on a foul ball. You couldn't do
Then
that.
you have to put it back together all the time.
So you
had a hockey
figure,
mask
put
that
that
like
one back together
exploded.
same
Yeah.
way.
well, that's what you're
that's
saying.
the
You
point.
figured if you already had to have to put them together separately anyway, you might as well just use this because it feels
And
a
they're
little
so
bit
light. That Nike mask he's wearing is titanium. It weighs nothing. And then you have the Force 3 that has the springs in it. You've seen those, I'm sure, that are supposed to help with that kind of stuff.
kind of like shock absorbers.
Yeah.
0-2 pitch to Torkelson. He takes a breaking ball out towards right center field, and Duran will flag that one down. It's one down here in the fourth. Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. Official jerseys, memorabilia, hats, hoodies, maybe some masks. 1- and 2-piece. We've got the season covered. Scan the QR code or visit MLBshop.com, the official source for your favorite team gear. Here is Wencel Perez. Single, steal, and a run scored. And skips away from Jansen. Of course, Jansen has not only the 2-piece mask on, but he's got the glasses as well. He's worn those for a decade. Frames that one up nicely. He's got a strike against Perez, 1-1. Nasty breaking ball there, cutting in on him. It's 1-2 on Perez.
Cal Quantrill's always had good stuff. He was a high draft pick, and this is just a filthy little cutter slider. Oof. Bottom falls out of it, comes in on the left. There's no worse pitch as a left-handed hitter than that little cutter slider that just comes in on you. It just opens up so many options for the pitcher.
All right, so he went fastball intake, then he worked the cutter off of it, change up, down and away. Now what do you go?
I'd run that cutter back in.
I kind of like that too.
I wouldn't even have wasted with a splitter. I would have just run another cutter back. If I can throw it like that, I don't care who you are. No left-handed hitter is hitting that cutter in. He's going to try a 2-seamer in. Watch.
Whoa. Yep.
See, that to me, again, and again, I don't know the scouting report on Wencel Perez that much, but that's a wasted pitch to me. Now you're in 3-2. Now you have to make a good pitch to try to get him to chase one.
Payoff delivery, and Perez will take it low. He's able to work back for a walk. He's aboard for a second time tonight.
Yeah, just might have been a little bit overthinking things. You got a guy that's really struggled all year long. Don't really need to overthink that once you get ahead of him there, do you?
No, and the other thing for me is he really struggles with anything off speed. You just screwed him into the ground with a little slider at his back foot. And then we tried to split away. Okay, fine. What do you always say? Reset the trap. You just reset the trap by throwing a ball away. Go back to the pitch he couldn't hit.
Jace Young smokes one into right field in front of Duran. Perez to second base. And Young has his first hit of the season with the Tigers. There's some love from the first base coach Anthony Sanders after the knock.
That's just a bad slider. That's the opposite of the one he threw Wencel Perez. That was just a nothing slider up at the top of the zone, and that's usually what happens to those pitches. They get hit hard.
Now Josh's brother turns the Detroit lineup back to McGonigal with 2 on and 1 out. Tigers already 4 for 5 with runners in scoring position tonight. 8 of 14 in the series, and the top team in baseball in that category so far this year. This is after their early season power struggles. And you see their numbers to this point now in early May. McGonigal an RBI single and a run scored in the second. Post pitch on the corner. McGonigal will take it for a strike. No challenge.
You can see so many times they want to challenge. They know it's close enough where they're not exactly sure.
1-1. Upstairs. We've already seen McGonigal. Very good eye. Very well prepared, as you guys talked about. We chatted with A.J. Hinch last week about the Pennsylvania native who grew up idolizing Chase Utley as a Phillies fan. Comes to the plate every at bat with a plan. He sends this one the other way, high and deep down the left field line. Long run for Osuna. It's foul.
Last week, A.J. Hinch said that McGonigal may be the most prepared player he's ever managed. And when you think about the laundry list of great players that he's had, Altuve, Bregman, Correa, I mean, it's just remarkable. It's a big statement about a 21-year-old kid.
Two on, 1 out, 2-2 pitch is low, and it's 3-2 on McGonigal. Like a lot of South Philly Catholic League kids, grew up idolizing Utley. He and his dad would spend hours watching footage of Utley and Tony Gwynn to help build his swing and approach at the plate. Payoff pitch towards the gap, left center field. Long run for Carter. It is gonna be caught at the warning track. And both Perez and Young have to hustle back to the bags.
This is a really nice catch. He didn't leave his feet. He doesn't have to do any of that. He just gets a tremendous jump on this ball and covers so much ground. Gets there pretty easily. That's why he's in center field.
Well, Skip Schumacher said that guy's going to win a Gold Glove. And Evan Carter, who has his struggles against left-handed pitching at the plate, has been up and down the last couple of years offensively. One thing that has not wavered is that glove in center. That was another 100-mile-an-hour shot from the Tigers. They've had 7 balls contacted at 99 miles an hour or harder so far against Rangers pitching.
I just love how McGonigal uses that left center gap too. He uses the whole field when he hits. 2 strikes, he'll shoot it to left. Pull side, get something coming into him, he'll go over there. But the best swings I've seen him take this year are left center.
We had a home run last week when we were calling the game. It went the other way. It was his second big league home run, and it went the opposite way towards left center.
I watched Lee take batting practice. I know we're talking McGonigal, but I watched Lee take batting practice today. He was hitting some bombs.
Yep. He just hit his first big league home run last week against the Reds. I was still wondering what happened to Gleyber Torres. When we get a word of official notice, we'll let you know. But Hao-Yu Lee had to come into the game in the last inning for Torres defensively. Torres had a couple of hits and an RBI. It was cut down at home in the first. Now Hao-Yu Lee with his 11th big league game, and pretty cool. His family has come in from Taiwan this weekend to watch him play. Fouls one back, and it's 2-2. Had an RBI last night, the 4th of his major league career, after his first big league home run on Sunday in Cincinnati. Two on, two out, 2-2 pitch is fouled off of Jansen. Off that mask once again.
You can have being a catcher, AJ.
Only a select few of us are tough enough to get back there, Wainwright. That's one of the things. You want pitchers to be athletes, not. And you will never be a catcher because you were a pitcher.
I'd be a catcher because I don't want to get hit in the head twice.
Built different, as the kids say.
And I can't really get down into a catcher's spot.
You don't have to anymore. You just get down on one knee now.
Yeah, it's easier now.
That's true. Could do it nowadays.
3-2 on Hao Yu Lee. Runners will be off with this payoff pitch. Quantrill's 40th pitch in his 2nd inning of relief behind Rocker. Here it comes. And Lee sends it in the air to center. Easier play this time for Carter than the one he made earlier in the frame. And 2 men left on base on what is turning into a very pleasant, albeit chilly, night in Detroit. To the 5th we go.
Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy.
On the day of this, the Kentucky Derby, where Golden Tempo came away with the crown. We got a horse race of our own here at Comerica Park between innings. Ezekiel Duran will take a strike from Cater Montero. 5-1 Detroit to the 5th inning. Oh, that's a strong Derby hat right there. Fasteners all over the place here tonight.
Whoa.
Duran walked his first time up. And he hits this one hard through the left side. Aboard both times, Ezekiel Duran to lead off innings. A walk in the 3rd, a single here in the 5th, and some strong defense in this series. Our Good Hands Plays, sponsored by Allstate. This was against Kerry Carpenter, taking away extra bases with a full extension dive. Remember, he didn't start the night in right field, a position he's not played very much in his pro career. And then earlier tonight, cut down Gleyber Torres. Good tag by Jansen as well.
Something happened to Gleyber's hand right there on that slide into home.
Well, we wonder if that's what was the catalyst for taking him out of the game tonight. And Torres came out after the 2nd inning, and that's when Lee came in for defense. You wonder if that had something to do with Torres's early exit.
Well, he stayed in and got a knock after that.
Yeah, got another hit. See if we get official word as the night wears on.
That's just what the Tigers need, is another injury. Wow.
Fouled away by Smith. It's a lot of turnover for the Rangers as well, via injury, via the offseason moves. Adolis Garcia to Philadelphia, Marcus Semien in the trade to New York that brought Nimmo over. Nimmo currently dealing with a hamstring issue, but he told us he's expecting to come back after a day. Skip Schumacher didn't want to throw Brandon Nimmo out there with a sore hamstring on a near 40-degree night to start the night.
That's very understandable. Nimmo's been so good this year. You just can't afford to push something right now.
Well, you got another utility guy in Smith, and he dumps one into left field. Duran turns but stays at second. Okay. Both of those guys came over in the Joey Gallo trade from the New York Yankees a few years back, and both making an impact here tonight in the bottom of the order.
Fastball up. Nice job by Smith, just taking it the other way. When he's going well, he uses the whole field. He's been struggling a little bit early in the year. Maybe getting a little too pull happy, but right there goes the left center. Rangers are in business here. They're not out of this game because they're about to turn this lineup over and get back to the guys they won up in big situations.
So the 7 and 8 hitters get aboard. Then you got Jansen, who hit a home run last night, has walked already tonight. Texas with nobody out, trying to get after Montero. Jansen on his 5th team in the last 2 years. Longtime Toronto Blue Jay, but has been dealt a handful of times these last couple of seasons. Aggressive going after the first pitch with 2 men on, and a good curveball to mix it up for Montero.
Yeah, really good depth on this knuckle curve right here. This starts right at the letters and goes all the way down mid-shin. It's that straight over the top spin that's just really hard to get underneath.
Makes a fastball, and it's 1-1.
He's starting to crank it up a little bit. 96 there, the best breaking ball we've seen. He knows he's in a big spot right here. He's going to try to get this out without those runners advancing.
Jansen watches one outside and low.
Good take by Jansen. He already swung at that curveball. He saw it again, laid off of it. And this is where, like you mentioned, Wayno, Montero's really got to pick it up. A.J. Hinch would love nothing more to at least get him through this inning, if not one more, with the shape of their bullpen and a bullpen game tomorrow.
Jansen on the ground to third. It is grabbed by Keith. Throw to second for 1. Lee's relay is in time. Big double play turned by the Detroit defense behind Montero. Around the horn they go. There are 2 down. On to third base goes Duran.
It's just a huge double play right here. Behind in the count. Ducks on the pond. Gets the ball down in the zone. Gets the ground ball rollover right there. Good turn. Good scoop at first over. Good pick.
Best part of that whole double play was Spencer Torkelson almost, I don't want to say it was nonchalant, but I think he led the league in picks last year. And he made that look so easy. It was almost like he wasn't even trying. He was just like, oh yeah, I got this, no problem.
Yeah.
Finish off the 5-4-3 to get 2 key outs. Now Carter at the top. With Duran at third and 2 away. Sends a fly ball out to center field. First 2 men reach. Montero gets out of it with no damage done, and we're halfway through on a chilly Saturday night in Detroit. 5-1 Tigers in front of the Rangers. MLB Plus, new for 2026. You can stream MLB Network 24/7 in the U.S. and select out-of-market games, plus live radio broadcasts of every game, Game Day 3D, beginning, minor league action, MLB.com/MLB Plus to subscribe. Colt Keith started that 5-4-3 double play, which helped Montero get out of that last inning, where the Rangers threatened with the first 2 men on base and the top of their order up with nobody out. But none doing what has been a relatively anemic Texas offense so far this year. Major league average is about 4.5 runs per game. The Rangers have scored 4 or less in about 2/3 of their games so far this season, as they try to find their way offensively. Tigers have been up and down. Tigers started the year 4-9, then they went 10-3 over a 13-game stretch. Just 2-5 in their last 7, including this last road trip against a couple of first-place teams in Cincinnati and Atlanta. They went 2-4 against those 2 teams that entered the day leading their divisions. Cincinnati was in a tie with the Cubs. Braves were atop the NL along with the Dodgers for the best record.
Atlanta's got one of those teams this year that every time I look at the scoreboard, they're winning 3-0 in the second inning.
Here we go. Because they are.
Every single
they're
time.
winning 2-0 only today in the second inning, so they're behind.
Only 2?
Yeah.
3-1 to Keith is high for ball 4, so he is aboard to start off this bottom half of the 5th inning. Case is a free program for high school students who are interested in careers in sports, but who would not otherwise get the training, experience, and tutelage to pursue entry-level jobs in the industry. You saw Scott Harris, who is the president of baseball ops right there, co-founded that program while he was with the aforementioned Chicago Cubs. You saw Dan Dickerson, the great radio and TV voice of the Tigers, talking to several of those young students. Over 60 have participated in that program. over the last few years in the Detroit chapter. Good stuff from the Tigers organization. Riley Green's 1 for 2. He's behind in the count, 0-1. And now 0-2. Of course, Scott Harris is going to have a lot of questions.
He's going to say, I wonder if any of those Case kids asked him about Tarek Skubal.
Yep, that's going to be the major storyline. Obviously at the end of the year for free agency, but maybe more of a question earlier in the summer, depending on what happens with the Tigers in what is a pretty scrambled American League. Most of the teams are right around 500 in the AL right now, so I imagine a lot of teams will be in the mix come July. It'll be fascinating to see what is done with Tarek Skubal, who is the biggest impending free agent on the market.
They would have to be. They would basically have to be eliminated for them. I can't see them making that move. They have to wait until the end of the year and just let him walk at this point. What 5 games out? They were 15 games ahead last year and didn't win the division.
Yep.
But they almost went to the LCS. Almost.
True.
Runner takes off. Keith, big jump on Quantrill, and Jansen has no shot. That's 3 stolen bases tonight. In fact, that was the first attempt at a steal for Keith all season, and he's got it.
They got something. Oh, wow, he had a huge lead. He got the old walking, hopping, jumping lead, and he makes this. And
that's the timing I was talking about.
Oh, man, but when you're a catcher, you just sit there and you want to pull your hair out because there's nothing you can do. It doesn't matter what you can be the greatest thrower of all time and have no chance.
So now a man in scoring position for Green, who hits it hard to right field in front of Duran. He's already cut down 1 man tonight. Cora is going to hold up Keith at third on another hard hit ball by the Tigers, who have first and third with nobody out here in the 5th.
And another knock for Riley Green with runners in scoring position. Little breaking ball, doesn't break, up in his eyes. Joey Cora learned his lesson running on Ezekiel Duran in right field. He shut him down early.
Let me go back to Skubal just for a second. #1 ace starting pitchers, and he is a top 2, 3. He's above whatever that is. They just don't grow on trees. And I mean, the way he works, the way he gets after his preparation, knows his routine, knows who he is as a pitcher out there. I mean, I know Detroit's clamoring for them to re-sign him, but any team would pay big money, probably at the trade deadline, to get him. So the only way you make that trade, I mean, they got to send over big league ready guys, right? They got to send over stars to get back. But he's going to sign for a big number. But he's 1 of 1.
Dingler pops it up. Shortstop is Seager. He's underneath it, and there's 1 down. Dingler is retired for the first out of the 5th. The Tigers do have a top 10 payroll as it stands right now, over $200 million. They're one of the 10 teams that is over $200 million in payroll in Major League Baseball, and that also gets tossed into what the expectations are for Detroit, because, as you guys mentioned, they were 1 game away from the ALCS last year. They've been to the Division Series in back-to-back seasons. And again, the American League Central, the winner of the Central the last 4 years, 3 times Cleveland, 1 time Minnesota, has averaged 90 wins. So it's a very winnable division without having to win 100 games.
That's also why he's hard to trade someone like Tarek Skubal. And Detroit fans look at it as this is kind of our window with him for 1 more year. That's why they went and signed Framber Valdez, though.
Yep.
And remember, everyone thought when Tarek Skubal won his historic arbitration case, oh, well, now the Tigers don't have money. And as soon as that was done, wham, they went out and got Framber Valdez, one of the best free agents on the market this year. So you never know. The Illich family who owns the Tigers, back in the 2010s, they spent every dime they had trying to win a World Series. They've spent the money when they've had opportunities. They felt they could do it, and this is a year they thought they had a chance.
2-0 on Kerry Carpenter, 1 out in the 5th. On the ground, 2-2, grab by Smith, throw to Seager, relay to first is in time. Now the Rangers defense turns a key double play and gets Quantrill out of a jam in a scoreless fifth. That's the first 2 men in reach. Frustration for Carpenter, but the Tigers still lead. Here is Corey Seager leading things off for the Rangers in the top of the 6th against Cater Montero. Just 64 pitches so far. That is only the 5th time in 20 batters that he has not poured in a first pitch strike. He's pounded the zone for the most part tonight.
He has, and he's doing, this is pitching 101, right? It's not rocket surgery. He's getting first pitch strikes. He's making great pitches on even counts. He gave up a home run, but it was a solo shot because he's not walked a whole lot of people. He had one big spot. He got the big double play ball. This is what pitching's all about right here.
Very efficient. 2 walks tonight. He's only walked 7 batters all year. That's in 32 innings. Seager rifles one out to center field, but Perez will run it down just in front of the warning track on another long, loud Seager out. 1 away, and that brings up Josh Young. 4th in the Rookie of the Year voting a few years ago. He's dealt with a lot of injuries the last few years. You see the strikeout numbers relatively high. Got off to a very poor start, but he has been Texas's best hitter so far this season. And no shock, when they scored 5 runs last night in a victory, he had driven in 2 of them. And only about a third of the games this year had the Rangers scored 5 or more. That's better than league average of 4.5. Sends this one towards the left field corner. This one will drop foul, though.
Can we talk a little bit about Corey Seager?
Absolutely.
He has hit 2 missiles tonight and gotten no hits.
Yep.
That's a good sign.
No, it's not. Not if you're a hitter.
He's making better swings, though.
Give me hits.
Well,
yeah, cool.
It's like last week we saw someone who was really struggling. I'm forgetting who it was, but somebody got a little bloop and it set him off, and we were talking about.
It was TJ Friedl.
Oh, it was
the
Friedl,
Cincinnati
yeah.
Reds, yeah.
We're talking about how those little bloop singles can sometimes turn a season around, and that's what you're saying, AJ.
Oh, I'd much rather break my bat and shank it over the shortstop's head for a knock than hit a line drive where the center fielder dives and catches it.
Even if you hadn't hit the barrel.
I don't care.
That's right.
Because you know why?
That's correct thinking.
Because that one hit changes everything as we have a challenge.
Catcher's challenge and the call of ball.
Dylan Dingler has been one of the best in baseball. 13 of 15 individually on challenges this year. Our first ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. 14 of 16. Dylan Dingler behind the plate. The Tigers as a team are the best in baseball.
That's how you win Gold Gloves right there.
He's got some major mojo with the ABS challenges right now.
Their battery this season, 20 for 23, and Dingler doing most of that. Well, Young's like, whatever, I'll just dump one into right field for another base hit, his 3rd of the series. And his hit streak extended to 11 consecutive games now.
So I'll ask you, Wayno, would you rather hit the ball, Corey Seager hit it 120 or whatever it was, or do this?
No. I'll take the hit all day long, too.
Exactly.
All day. But it's still, you know, just trying to put the glass is half full, not half empty, right? If you're a Rangers fan, he has smoked a few balls today.
No, he looks, yes, he looks more like Corey Seager.
Here Peterson flies one out towards Perez in center. And the lazy fly ball caught for out number 2. So I've got glass half full Wainwright, glass half empty Pierzynski.
Wait, why am I half empty?
Well, one of you has to be, because I was going to say both of you together make one very good glass.
I'm not glass empty at all. I'm just saying I'd rather have it hit. Now, yeah, it's cool. I hit 2 line drive outs, but I'd rather have the broken bat hit and run in there and Brandon Boyd, the equipment guy, and say, give me another bat, because that one had a knock in it.
I always call him half empty. He always says he's not half empty. He's a realist.
There you go. Here's Jake Berger, responsible for the only Texas run of the night on a solo home run. His first pitch swing in the 6th is popped up, and it is 6 very strong innings from Cater Montero, who still looks to be in good shape to go a little deeper in this one on Baseball Night in America.
Bob.
Let's all play ball. Don't miss Play Ball Weekend coming up June 5th through the 7th, encouraging youth everywhere to get out and play. Playball.org to register for a free event near you today. Spencer Torkelson is at the plate taking a strike to start the bottom of the 6th against 30-year-old rookie Peyton Gray, who makes his 4th career major league appearance on a long and winding road to the big leagues. Torkelson fouls it back, 0-2. Started, of course, in the minor leagues, then went to indie ball, played in Mexico, played in the Dominican Republic, and finally made his way to the major leagues at age 30. Made his major league debut a couple of weeks ago. 278 games through those other spots before getting to the big leagues. Originally signed as an undrafted free agent out of Florida Gulf Coast, which has produced a lot of good big league talent. Chris Sale, of course, at the top of that list. June of 2018, originally signed by the Rockies. Great job by Cal Quantrill just to keep the Rangers in it. Still 0-2 on Torque. 3 innings, 2 hits, no runs against him. That big double play turned in the 5th inning after the first 2 batters had reached. And he keeps the Rangers in striking distance. Torkelson will foul another one back, fresh off what was a 5-home run in 5-game streak, which ended on Monday. And did a home run for the first 22 games and then suddenly found it. As A.J. Hinch said, he just needed to hit 1, and he did, and then he hit 4 more in the next 4 games. And he stays alive, spoiling a couple of tough Gray offerings. You talked about the changeup, A.J. That's what Peyton Gray has been best known for so far.
Yeah, he throws 40 over. Changeup, he throws the most out of any of his pitches, and you can see why. It's got some nice movement. It's a huge change of speed. Great story when you hear a guy 30 years old, all the battles you go through to get to the major leagues.
Torkelson takes just off the corner, 1-2. Skip Schumacher said the same about Peyton Gray. When a story like this gets to everybody, it's going to be an incredible one. The journey from the minors to indie ball to international, the whole deal. He's earned this. And he gets a strikeout and a good power hitter in Torkelson, 1 down in the 6th.
Just throws a slider. It's down the middle, but he had him off balance in the whole at bat. You could tell he just one of those kind of backup sliders a little bit. Those are the hardest ones to hit. AJ says it all the time.
So 1 down for Perez. Switch hitter batting lefty will take a strike.
If you could harness a backup slider, one that doesn't break, and throw it kind of in, you would punch out a lot of guys because they expect the ball to break. They see it spinning. And when it doesn't break, you swing under, you pop it up, you miss it. It is so frustrating as a hitter.
Whew. I mean, Perez looked very confused there on that particular changeup. So to mix in the stuff that Gray's mixing in, pretty good.
All right, here we go.
Struck out the final hitter in his first big league appearance when they closed out a 6-1 win against Pittsburgh in his major league debut. 1-2 on Perez.
That changeup, we call it the Volcom changeup. You can see he gets his grips preset because you could never get this grip in your glove without tipping it. Like Dr. Spock, or not Dr. Is Dr. Spock? Who's the Star Trek? Just Spock.
Yeah,
Spock.
That's it's an all Star Trek related. There is the Columbus, Indiana native. Gets back-to-back strikeouts to start this inning, and that takes us right into the greatest spectacle in racing. 3 weeks away from the 110th running of the Indy 500. We'll see the pageantry and tradition of the biggest race in motorsports, Indy 500, on May 24th on Fox. There's Jace Young. He'll take a strike. Gray came up at Columbus East High School in Indiana as a bowler. Multiple 300 games, multiple perfect games as a bowler. As Young slashes it foul, 0-2. So at some point, I kind of hope he gets to face Mookie Betts, just because you'd have arguably the 2 best bowlers in Major League Baseball facing each other.
I can't imagine there's many more Major League Baseball players that have bowled 300 games.
Can't be.
And I can't imagine there are many that have had a chance to strike out the side in a big league game. That's exactly what Gray has here against Young.
Well, take 50% of the population out of it right away because pitchers aren't throwing with their dominant hand.
Yeah, that's a good
when
point.
They bowl during their careers.
2-2.
Why not? They're athletes.
Fine-tuned ones.
Kickers.
Kickers.
Special teams players.
Just so you guys know, I am not sitting in between AJ and Adam tonight, so I'm just kind of observing the interactions.
Hey, that was Adam
forth.
Dunn's words. If Adam Wainwright wants to fight Adam Dunn, he can go get him. I do not recommend it, though.
I'm good on that.
And the people that don't know, Adam Dunn was about, what, 6'6", 280-ish?
At least. Back when I weighed about 180, he looked like he was about 480. Not, and he wasn't. He didn't look fat. It's just that's how scrawny I was. How big he was.
2-2 pitch. Young fights off another one.
One of the best, by the way. Adam Dunn, one of the funniest human beings on the planet, and one of the best teammates, and one of the first real 3 true outcome guy that was counted, and over 400 homers, I believe, and just.
Remember that commercial when his uniform and his pants were up on the flagpole and he walked across?
Young reaches out, gulls it down the left.
Walked across the field with his skivvies on in spring training or something. That was great. I love those old commercials. Like, remember Chicks Dig the Long Ball? That was
Maddox
the greatest commercial
was
of all
one of the
time.
greatest ones ever. They're just sitting there working out, trying to become home run hitters. That was the start of the home run revolution, right? 2-2 pitch from Gray to Young. Fouled back yet again. Good at bat here from Jace Young. Adam Dunn also maybe one of the greatest nicknames of all time. The Big Donkey.
Yeah, that's a
great
good
nickname.
Also had one of the great lines of all time. He struck out with like the bases loaded. Someone asked him why he struck out, and he goes, "Well, I thought I might hit into a double play, so I figured I'd just strike out and make 1 out instead of 2.
Wait, though. That's Berra-esque in terms of its quotable nature. McGonigal waits on deck. He's been waiting a while. A 10-pitch at bat working. 5 foul balls from Jace Young. Gray deals. Young fights off and fouls away another one. Pretty cool. You got a 30-year-old rookie on the mound. You got Jace Young at the plate, his older brother at the shortstop spot, the third baseman. And he works a walk. 12 pitches in that plate appearance, and he earns himself a free pass, a hard-earned one, as Gray and Young battled there.
Talk about an Adam Dunn at bat right there. That was it. Foul off a bunch and then get a walk. That was a great at bat right there by Jace Young.
He turns the lineup back over to McGonigal. Josh was like, that was pretty good at bat. Well, McGonigal goes after the first one, and Josh will have a chance to put away the sitting. Right? 12-pitch walk from Jace Young. McGonigal up 1 pitch, pops out to Josh. That's how the inning comes to a close. Here in Detroit on Baseball Night in America. 5-1 Detroit. 6 excellent innings from Kader Montero so far, and only 74 pitches. He's gone over 80 in the last few starts, so he's still got space. So he goes out for the 7th. Alejandro Osuna will take a strike from Montero to start this 7th inning. Rangers have been one of the best late inning offenses in baseball. 7th inning in particular has been productive for them. Peyton Gray threw a scoreless 6th inning, and Texas still within striking distance. And Osuna grounds 1 foul. Quickly 0-2 on the 6-hole hitter for Texas.
Peyton Gray was very impressive.
Yep.
Good changeup, good little breaking ball. Located his fastball well. Sometimes I wonder, those 30-year-old journeymen, like, I just don't understand why they don't make it before that, but I do see why they hang on and they stick around. They keep trying.
Osuna, a little tapper to the right side for Lee from the glove straight to Torkelson for out number 1. Again, Hao-Yu Lee got tossed into this game. He's done very well at second. Behind Montero, our team leaders, brought to you by Applebee's. What a strong start through 6 1/3.
Yeah, we've seen great fastballs from him located up and down. We've seen 2 different great breaking balls, that good changeup to work off of it. And then the defense behind him's made the plays when they needed them.
laborious third inning. Every other inning has been very efficient. He's got an out here in the 7th and now a strike on Duran.
That's the biggest thing he's done. First pitch strikes, ahead in the count, putting the pressure on these Ranger hitters constantly with multiple pitches. You know this, Wayno. Anytime you're ahead in the count, it just puts so much more pressure on hitters.
And this is one of the best first pitch strike throwing rotations in baseball. I know Jack Flaherty has had some struggles with control, but for the most part, the Tigers as a staff have been very good in terms of getting ahead, and tonight Montero no different. Little check swing, roller foul, and it's nothing.
They're going to have a difficult decision if all their starters come back healthy. Talking about Justin Verlander, Casey Mize. They're going to have too many starters than they'd have spots. But this guy, Cater Montero, in my opinion, is one of the top 5 they have. I know he's listed as their 5th starter right now. He does not pitch like a 5th starter to me. I think he's a solid 3 behind those 2 aces in front.
Skubal and Valdez. Pitch number 80 for Montero, and it's upstairs 2-2. Mixed up the delivery a little bit there too.
Let's not forget. Excuse me, geesh.
Yeah, the pierogies hit you a little bit right there.
Baby. Casey Mize was dealing before he got hurt.
Yep.
I think he's only going to miss 2 starts, so he's going to be back, I think, sooner rather than later. So there's your 3, and then Montero's 4 is pretty good if you want to keep him in the rotation.
And the Tigers can get away with the Tigers can get away with bullpen game tomorrow, and then not having to go to a 5th starter the next couple of series, just because the way the off days have lined up. The next 12 days, I believe, is the number. They'll be able to get away with not having to throw a 5th starter for the next couple of series. But they'll have to get through a bullpen game tomorrow. That's why this Montero outing is so impressive. Time called. Montero's been an efficient pitcher. He has a Maddox in his career. We're talking about Glavine and Smoltz and Maddox and the commercials and the Braves of the yesteryear. He's got a Maddox in his career. Complete game shutout on 96 pitches a couple of years ago. Did that against the Colorado Rockies. Faced the minimum 27 batters. He had 3 double plays in that game, so he wasn't necessarily just looking to punch guys out. Payoff pitch. Durant hits it hard, deep to left field. Green is back at the track, leaping up, and he's able to make the catch. Sized it up nicely and gets the 2nd out of the 7th. Montero gives him the recognition out and left.
Nice defense tonight by the Tigers all around. In the outfield, they've made some nice plays. This is a nice running grab here by Riley Green. He times it, jumps. Montero recognizes when his defense is doing him right.
He's lifted that arm a few times today, hasn't he?
2 up and 2 down. Now Josh Smith. And Lee has made some nice plays at second base tonight after having to come in off the bench. Perez in center. And now Green in left. Broken bat flare towards right field, and Carpenter. This one's going to drop down. And Josh Smith out of the 8 spot. Back-to-back trips with a base hit. A 2-out single here on Montero. Who's at 85 pitches now, and now has got a man on base.
Here's your broken bat knock right off the end. Just flips it out there to right, and that could be the end of the night for Mr. Montero. Great job.
Well, the bullpen is going to come in here in the 7th. What a night. What a job by Montero.
No, he's not.
Longest outing of the season, 4th longest outing of his career. 6 2/3 innings tonight. He gets 20 outs. And now it's up to the bullpen to get the final 7 with a 4-run lead. Josh Smith with a 2-out single to knock Montero out. And now Drew Anderson comes in a important spot for Detroit. Rangers have continued to threaten, but haven't been able to string enough together. Good breaking ball drops in on Jansen for a strike. Anderson, last two scoreless on Thursday in Atlanta through 31 pitches. I pitched in Korea last year. Gets a big swing and miss on that diving changeup. It's 1-2. That's his best pitch, that kick change.
His numbers in Korea are ridiculous, by the way. This kick change just drops. He had 245 strikeouts in 171 2/3 innings in Korea.
In 30 starts last year. 245 in 30 starts. Wow. You're looking at basically 8 strikeouts every time he goes out.
Yeah, he averaged almost 13 strikeouts per 9 last year.
He was the fastest pitcher in league history 2 years ago in the KBO to 100 strikeouts. Now trying to translate that to the big league level, place he hadn't pitched in 5 years. 2021 the last time he was in the big leagues. Had a AAA stint with the Tigers 2 years ago. And then they let him go so that he could pursue the opportunity in Korea. Got re-signed for over $1 million last year. Had another fantastic season. Earned himself a 1-year deal with an option for next year. Runner goes. Half-hearted swing and miss from Jansen. And Anderson comes on and uses that kick change he developed a couple years ago for the strikeout. And Montero goes 6 2/3 strong. In line for the win as we hit the stretch in Detroit. Peyton Gray did a nice job in the 6th, striking out a pair for Texas. He faces How You Lead to begin the bottom of the 7th, and a first pitch fly ball to right center field, grabbed by Carter for the first out. We did get word on Gleyber Torres' injury, which pushed Lee into duty off the bench tonight. Some left side tightness for Gleyber Torres. And that's what took him out of the game tonight. Lee came in, has made a couple of nice defensive plays. The 23-year-old rookie just faced the 30-year-old rookie Gray. There's one down in the 7th. Now it's Colt Keith for strike 1. It was Lee who pinch hit for Colt Keith on Sunday against the Cincinnati Reds, where he hit his first big league homer. Keith still looking for his first of the year this season. He's been doing that all year. Hitting the ball hard. He goes the other way to left center for a 1-out single. The bat speed is there. Eno Saris of The Athletic did a great breakdown of the last year for Colt Keith. He's had a quicker bat. Just the home run results just haven't been there yet, but you feel like it's going to be there eventually.
Well, if he's going to hit home runs, one of the big things you have to learn, Waino, is you can't accept a single, and that single's great. Don't get me wrong, but if you want to hit home runs like that pitch ahead in the count, that's one you just take, and you look for one you can pull. Now, unless you're someone that can go left center in Comerica is grown man land.
So you think it's a pitch selection thing?
It can be.
Or is it like a point of contact thing?
Well, that was a great swing right there, but if he gets that out in front, he grounds it to second base.
Yeah.
So that it's all about what you're looking for and what you're trying to accomplish in a bat, and it doesn't always happen. You're looking for something, you get it, and you hit a home run.
Well, it was an interesting conversation we had with A.J. Hinch about that same subject, about Riley Green in terms of pitch selection, contact point. There's a reason that Riley Green's strikeout rate is getting a little bit lower. His walk rate is going a little bit higher. It's a lot of that philosophy and approach that you guys are talking about. Gets underneath this one and pops it up into foul ground. Berger is over. It'll instead be the second baseman Smith who calls him off for the out. Speaking of home runs, time for Above and Beyond, brought to you by Jersey Mike's. This was the big blast in the first from Dingler.
Leave it to the catcher to do the damage. Little hanging breaking ball. Dylan Dingler has turned himself into a really nice player. Gold Glove winner behind the plate. He can do damage at the plate. That was the pitch selection that we were just talking about. You see that, though? The little breaking ball, middle in, can turn on it, do damage on it.
And he's a good breaking ball hitter, and he loves the ball in. And when he gets a breaking ball that is in, it goes 443 feet.
Exactly.
Leading all catchers in RBIs. He was the first Tiger catcher in history to have 20 RBIs by the end of April. And that one is through, a base hit. There's the speed from Colt Keith. And that throw to third is going to allow Dingler to take second base. Keith had a great jump on a hard hit ball. He was easily going to get into third base. Instead, the throw goes there and allows Dingler to take an extra bag.
Well, it's great base running by, first of all, Colt Keith. He reads this properly. Anytime you have a left-handed outfielder going to the right, you can go run right in their face like he does. And then it was kind of nonchalant a little bit by Corey Seager right there. Dingler hesitates, and then he says, I'm going for it. He makes it easily.
That throw just got to go into second.
100%.
That can't go towards third base right there. As soon as, like you said, as soon as he reads the throw going towards third, he's off and running.
And I think it caught all the Rangers a little bit off guard, because most guys out, they take their single, they shut it down. Not Dylan Dingler.
Here's Carpenter. He'll take a pitch just low for a ball. The single by Dingler. He gets the extra base on the throw, and that is something the Tigers do about as well as any team in baseball, constantly taking extra bases on the base paths. They may not steal a ton, but they're a very good base running team overall. Now 2 in scoring position. Carpenter rolls one over to the right side with 2 down, and that is going to allow Smith to throw him out and save a run from scoring. So Gray with another scoreless frame in relief as we go to the 8th inning. 5-1. Tigers lead the Rangers.
Fast.
To the 8th inning we go. Drew Anderson into his first full inning of relief. He came on for Cater Montero to get the final out of the 7th. He's got the top of the Texas order. Really big opportunity for Texas. With the top of their order starting a clean inning, Peyton Gray did a great job along with Cal Quantrill in relief to keep Texas in this game after Rocker gave up 5 runs in the first 2 innings and was pulled. Rangers have the best ranked bullpen in Major League Baseball, and so far their 5 scoreless innings have kept their anemic offense in it. Carter 0 for 3, Seager 0 for 3, Young 1 for 3. They're due up. And Carter will take one at the top of the zone for a strike. Would have been an interesting one to challenge as we get into the late innings, but instead 2-2.
You're right about the bullpen, though, Adam. They might not win this game, but they've given them a shot. They've had opportunities to get back into this game. They just haven't got that hit.
Now more action. Gavin Collier loosening up in the Rangers pen for the bottom of the 8th. Slash the other way, but just foul. Still 2-2 on Carter.
And what's interesting about the Rangers bullpen, if you talk to people around the Rangers organization, it's a low strikeout, soft contact bullpen, kind of anti what every bullpen tries to be now, which is high strikeout, high stuff. They are a get it off the barrel, weak contact, put it in play.
There's a swing and miss from Anderson's fastball. He gets Carter on strikes to start the 8th.
Food in the oven, but don't want to miss a pitch? Just tell Siri. Set a timer for 10 minutes.
AJ and I did not miss out on late game pizza. Speaking of food. 1 down for Seager, who's 0 for 3. He's hit a couple of missiles tonight. Over 105 miles an hour. And 1 at 103.
Do we like Detroit style pizza?
I've never minded it. Even being from Chicago, I've always liked Detroit style.
It's very dense.
I just like pizza.
Well, everyone most people like pizza.
There's a base hit for Seager, his first of the night. It sneaks through the right side, and he is aboard with 1 out.
Do you like the squares?
Well, I mean, again, as a Chicagoan, we're used to squared pizza to begin with.
Tavern style.
Cut. This, the Detroit square cut pizza with the pan style crust. I'm a fan of. I like good pizza.
Nice swing by Corey Seager. Finally gets his knock, but back to the pizza. Are you an edge only person? Because you can go to Detroit.
That's my preference.
You can go to Detroit and order only edges.
Only edges. They have a place called Jets in Chicago too that's originated out of Detroit. That's spread to the big city. Young has to lean out of the way of that one at 95. edges are the best part because you get the crispiness on the edges. A little brown. Love that.
Just burn the edge of Josh Young's shoulder.
This is why you're a great broadcaster. That's excellent segue right there, buddy.
But Detroit Pizza's grown on me. It's like, it reminds me of it's a knock.
That's into left center field, and a lot of room out there. Seager's going to turn around second. Young's going to gun for a double, and he will get in safely. 2 in scoring position for Texas. Finally, the top of the order getting into scoring position. 2 aboard with only 1 out.
Rangers fans want you to say, back to pizza.
Yeah, this is a nice piece of hitting here, but look where their defense is. The center fielder is in right center. Riley Green, the left fielder, actually gets his ball almost in center field. That's why Josh Young was able to get to second base. Yeah, so Rangers fans, Detroit style pizza, you know what it reminds me of? When you were in school and Friday was always pizza
Friday
day.
was pizza day.
And you get this big square piece of pizza.
Day.
You look forward to it all week.
Big sweeping breaking ball drops in on Peterson for strike 1.
I was always a fan of the food in the lunchroom. I packed a lunch sometimes for sure.
Here's a tapper back to the mound. Good play by Anderson. He looks the runner in Seager back to third and gets a key second out at first base. Boy, the Rangers 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Can Jake Berger do some more damage? He's responsible for the only run for Texas in this game back in the 4th against Montero.
They need this. They need something. They need somebody to get a big hit for them.
It's up to Berger now. First pitch, and he went halfway around on a slider. 0-1.
There's the invisible backup slider.
There it was. Another perfect example.
You think it's going to break. It doesn't. There's nothing you can do about it.
Same deal there. This time a fastball has Berger out of sorts at 96. So big speed differential.
And as my boy, the pitching ninja, Rob would say, those are swords. Both of those are swords. Those will be on his Twitter account later.
Yep. Rob Friedman does an excellent job tracking the nuances of the particular position. Now Skip Schumacher and the trainer coming out to check on Berger.
Skip says, explain yourself. The first one we get. The second one, what was that?
And Lucky, the trainer, Matt Lucero. You know what Jake Berger's saying? I just got fooled, guys. Thanks for making me look better.
Yeah.
Maybe that little wince is what induced the quick visit from the dugout. 2-strike offering, and Anderson with the kick change at the biggest moment of the night for Detroit staff. He freezes Berger with 2 in scoring position. Slider, fastball, kick change. Inning over.
Yeah, you know what's odd? If something's free, people just can't resist it. Doesn't matter what it is.
Our Bank of America game summary as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. 5-1 Detroit. Montero excellent. Dingler with a 3-run homer in the first. 2 more added by Detroit in the second. Rocker went just 2 innings tonight. Torres, before he left the game, had a couple of base hits and an RBI. Berger responsible for the only Rangers run of the night. Texas's bullpen has pitched 5 very strong innings to keep them in the game, but their offense has done nothing with runners in scoring position tonight. Torkelson pops out to start it up against Gavin Collier. 1 down in the 8th. And tonight's telecast from Detroit, Michigan is sponsored by Geico. It feels good to Geico. Collier will turn 25 years old this month. Comes home to Wenzel Perez, who's been aboard twice and has scored a run tonight. Good start for Collier so far in his major league debut season. No runs against him as he's recorded 16 outs. There's a strike, 0-2.
Man, this guy's got crazy stuff.
Average 98 on the fastball.
Easy cheese, little low slot, big sweeper.
Yeah, AJ, you were talking about most of these guys not having like tremendous velocity. This is one of the new additions that they're hoping adds that element, and so far that has been the case for Collier.
He's been the one guy that's been able to get strikeouts, though, actually.
Yep.
He's kind of funky. He throws a little across his body, different arm slot. Not something you would see every day. Quick arm.
Yep. That fastball gets a bouncer. 2 seconds. It's going to be a tough play. No play for Smith. And Wencel Perez is starting to find the right seams and spots. Another base hit for him. His 3rd time aboard tonight. Did it on a fastball.
Yeah. And those, once they go high like that, if they get past the pitcher, they're almost always hits. You hear it hit the plate. Wencel's gunning it out of the box.
So he's aboard. Here's the 9-hitter, Jace Young, swinging and skying one deep down the right field line. He hooked it foul. Does not have a home run in his first 57 major league games. Josh and Jace's parents, Mary and Jeff. Obviously, you got a baseball family when you got 2 potential stars. Obviously, both of them were first-round picks out of Texas Tech. They used to have to split duty with their sons, going to various practices and tournaments. Runner goes. Perez aggressive. Young sends this one down the left field line. Long run for Osuna, but he gets to the foul line to make it. And Perez back to first, 2 down.
Was that an old school hit and run right there?
Felt like it. Perez being aggressive on the move. Jace Young ends up flying out. There's the comp between the 2 brothers separated by a year, 2.5 years.
Josh gives him a little grief about being picked ahead of him. Says you'll always be the younger brother.
Technically, they're both young brothers. I like words. I'm sorry. 2 down here.
Wait, what was that?
I like young brothers.
I got it.
You get it.
Just wanted you to pat yourself on the back again.
Listen, we're Segway kings, as we've established in this booth tonight. Here's McGonigal taking one up and in. It's 1-1.
No runs for the Tigers since Kumar Rocker left the game, by the way. This is just a nasty cutter.
It's like the old wiffle ball pitch in the backyard right there.
Perez goes again. Jansen trying to cut him down finally. Great throw, but just late. Wencel Perez starting to feel himself on the base paths in this series. He's got 3 steals the last 2 nights.
I don't mind this. 2 outs. When your better hitters at the plate, try to get in scoring position for him. Picks a little ball away. Jansen tries to get it there. Perez just beats it.
Big cut from McGonigal. Almost swung out of his shoes on a cutter.
That's one of those ones right there as a catcher. You've already had 3 stolen bases. You finally get a chance to see McGonigal. He's trying to hit one to Flint.
They're calling him Professor. Professor McGonigal.
Wow.
Like Harry Potter. Got a few big Tigers fans at home, and they're calling him the Professor. He's always in the lab working, like AJ Hinch said. I get it.
Well, when you model after Utley and Gwynn, you might see that. Most steals in almost 3 years for the Tigers tonight. And McGonigal rips one deep to right field. If it's fair, it's gone. It is foul. Just pulled it. And Brennan Miller, the first base umpire, on top of the call. And a sigh of relief for Collier. The fans thought it was fair. Yep.
Just foul. See the shadow on the pole there.
Would have been the 3rd big league homer of McGonigal's young career. Instead of strike, it's 3-2. And he goes down swinging as Collier comes back with a sweeper to finish the inning. It keeps it at a 5-1 game in the last chance for Texas coming in the ninth. Biggest tournament on the planet coming to America, and you can see it on Fox. 2026 FIFA World Cup starting up June 11th on Fox and on FS1. When these two teams meet again down in Arlington, they'll have a Friday off on a weekend series because AT&T Stadium across the way will host a round of 32 game. Drew Anderson still in. Alejandro Osuna pops it up, and it drops foul in front of Riley Green to begin the ninth inning. Strong work from Drew Anderson as well. He came in for the final out of the seventh, left two men in scoring position in the eighth, and now trying to finish off the ninth and save the rest of this Detroit bullpen, which is going to have to team up for a bullpen game tomorrow against Jack Leiter of the Rangers. Collier and the Texas bullpen did all they could to keep the Rangers offense in this game, but nary a hit with a runner in scoring position for Texas tonight. Excellent work by the Tigers pitching staff.
It's hard to win when you score one run. One run. They have 7 hits, so they have left some guys on base. They just, one run just doesn't win a lot of Major League Baseball games.
7 hits, 7 left. And Drew Anderson, who, as we talked about, was an outstanding starter in Korea, has been a good long man and bulk innings guy so far. When he came back to the Tigers, he got a save in his first outing, his first major league save. This one grounded to McGonigal, throws across his body and makes another excellent defensive play. We saw him do that last Saturday in Cincinnati. He does another excellent job of throwing across his body here.
That's a nice play. Watch him get his feet set right when he catches it, lines up his shoulders and throws a strike to Torkelson. He's got a chance at Rookie of the Year. I don't know if he's going to win it if Murakami keeps hitting them homers for the White Sox, but he's got a chance. That kid is going to be a heck of a player.
One down for Duran. Strike. Murakami hit his league-leading 13th in San Diego last night for the Sox, who had won 4 straight, entering action tonight. Playing late in San Diego. Duran out to center field. Long run for Perez, who's had a busy night tonight running around this field. He has the second out of the ninth inning, and the Tigers are not away from tying up this series. Tigers have been excellent at home despite the loss last night. Best record at home in baseball at 10-3. 1 out away from improving on that. It'll only need 1 pitch. Excellent work by Anderson behind Montero. The Tigers got all the offense they needed in the first 2 innings, and they put it away with a 5-1 win.
Well, for me, this is all about Cater Montero. Obviously, they had a couple of runs push across early, but he just didn't let him breathe. He went out there and made pitch after pitch after pitch, and then Anderson comes in and closes the door, but he was just rock solid tonight.
A great job by the Tigers, especially Montero, like you said, Wayno. And also huge 3-run home run for Dylan Dingler early in this game to get them on the board, get them the lead, and then their pitching handled it. They got all the defense they needed. It was just a great team win for the Detroit Tigers tonight.
On this Derby day, an easy ride to the finish line for Detroit. They even up this 3-game series. Rubber game will take place tomorrow night, nationally televised, with our friends JB and company. Kevin Burkhardt and the boys are coming your way next, right after these messages. For AJ and Adam and me, and say good night.